See it. Wake up and rise, open your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental Wellness Monday, work it out Wednesday. Pay it forward Friday, we're seizing the day. Digital finance, underneath of love, serving food to what those stores. Rising as a real.
All right.
Hey. Breakfast with the Thomases, come eat with me.
Oh. Yes.
Do it. That's right.
Nice
Grand
way to
Rising.
Grand Rising, and welcome to Breakfast with the Thomases. It is now Work It Out Wednesday, and I'm your girl, Miss Thomas, or Miss T. How you doing? I'm here with my lovely hubby, Mr. T. Tell him hi.
Hey, this is Alvin Thomas, the Gold Banker, coming to you live 1 gram at a time. Let's make it happen.
And today we got a special guest and love family member today. We got sister here, Miss Rose. Who? Price. Or call her Sister P. Go ahead, girl.
Welcome.
That's me. Thank you for the invitation.
Absolutely. There's no other way to introduce you other than love, beloved family. That's what I'm talking about. And today we get to share just some of the amazingness. Y'all know how I love to share my people with my people. That's our thing, y'all, at P2G. We got to expose, and not in a bad way, the best way possible, your talents, your strengths, the things you have to offer. And Miss Rose brings us to foundation. I got to just say it. Also, she brings us to some family fun, too. I'm digging.
Without a doubt.
I got to say thank you, Miss Rose. Miss Rose will share her story with you. And when she shared, just to let you know, I want y'all to listen up. I want y'all to give her time. Because for me, it's very close to the heart. It's built around family and mission. And that's right there that's the purpose of all of what we do in Breakfast with the Thomases. So, Miss Rose, go ahead and give them a little bit of introduction of who we know you as.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for this invitation and platform to share my sister's invention and which has become my passion dream. Scrummy is a word game that was created by my sister, Violet Price. We call her Sugar. But Miss Violet created Scrummy about back in 2001 or 2010. And when she created the game, she showed it to me first. Well, she tried showing it to me first. And unfortunately, I sort of laughed at her. I laughed at my sister because I was teasing her because as much as I love you, you can't spell, and I told her, I said, well, I love you, you can't spell. And so now you want to come to me with a spelling game. See, she's a genius. She has lots of inventions, and she's always had lots of inventions, a lot of things that we have today. My sister thought of a long time ago, but this was one that I just was like, yeah, but you can't spell. So subsequently, once she did get this thing created and manufactured all by herself, the first ones were manufactured in India. Wow. And once they were shipped over and she actually showed me the game, I have been the #1 advocate ever since. The other thing that has happened is that my sister has become an excellent speller.
Okay.
Yes.
But what she did, the things that she built in about, like the lose a word cards, which we'll tell you about, they were built because she can't spell. And also the fact that the challenge was built because she can't spell. So she would just put a word down. And if you didn't challenge her, that was just too bad. That was on you. That was on you.
She got it. That's right. I love it. I love it. And
So
that's
now
my
that
friend
she's an
said.
excellent speller, she'll
Yeah.
still sometimes put down something
a word.
crazy just to see if you're, on it or if you're alert and if you're going to challenge her.
Wow. Yes, you got to pay
She'll call a
attention.
bluff on you. Wow.
Yeah, she'll be like, really? I created this game. You really want to challenge me?
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow. That's funny.
It's highly, but she has a high level of focus in that game. You got to be focused because she's going to be on hers to get her points. That is what's
That's
up.
right.
Miss Rose,
That's right.
and I'm so glad that we can see. This is a picture of you and your sister. When was this? Do you mind me asking?
So this was 2019, I believe. And we were just getting the opportunity to create like commercials and things like that for Scrummy because it was the rare times we were together. So that was 2021, I believe.
Awesome. Awesome. I'm just, oh my gosh, you guys. Now, what is Scrummy, y'all? In my opinion, and I had to bring Miss Rose on. I know it sounds weird, right? Scrummy. When she first said it to me, I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna be really honest. I love you, sis. And we had a great relationship before I even heard of Scrummy. So when she sent it to me, it kind of went in one ear and out the other because it didn't grab me. And it didn't quite. Now, what did grab me was your story, sharing how about your sister, and her heart. This is her work. This is her work that you, as a family member, picked up and started moving with. That is huge. That I'm like, wow, this is legacy in action. We are watching how it happens. Not only that, we get to be a part of it. So the first time I was like, Scrummy, a game? And you were telling me about it. And I think what happens is I kind of stuck it in the back of my head. Then we had another discussion about it, but it was more in depth. It was like, you created a board game? Is that what you was telling me last time? Because she sent me all this information. I was like, I'm going to tell you right now, if you send me all that information, I don't know what to do with it. I know what to do with that. It's like, it looks like a game. But I discovered something. You are the best advertisement. The next conversation we had, I had to have the game.
Look, my thing was this. Ruby, I hate to cut you off, but you told me you wanted to play a board game. I have never been a fan of board game.
Yeah.
Like,
board games, card games.
And then my wife was always good for, well, we're going to set this up during the holidays and we're going to get together. And people came to eat, have conversation. They didn't come to play cards.
They're going to eat my food for free. They're going to play my game too. You see them tables, they're made up for you. Go and sit down. Food don't hit it till we get some scores going. You know what I'm saying? Look, I get it done. Okay.
But I will say, when we did get with it, and you are an amazing, component of Scrummy in itself, because when we worked with you and you did the hands-on with us and walked us through the process, let me tell you, that game is not for nothing else. If you call it anything, that is the Saturday afternoon family barbecue.
That's right.
It's on and popping. It is
always on and popping. Spades game, Scrummy will tear it down. I kid you not.
You will trade tables.
Yes, dominoes, that kind of energy. People be out here talking about no, bam, bam. I'm talking about me and my family doing this in several settings. Yep. And you know what I love that you created, and the necessity for creating a virtual support. Please tell me how that came about. When Scrummy came out, because I was like, Ms. Rose said, no problem. If you need help, just come on and call me. I'll do it on Zoom with you. And I'm thinking, how's she gonna do the board game that I got in my house on Zoom? She did it. She did it. We had a game and Ms. Rose played too. Go on, tell them what happened.
That just came about because of the fact that over the years, I've learned that, for one, if people don't have fun the very first time, they will never try it again.
Right.
This is an extremely fun game, and it does have some intricacies, But sometimes if you say those intricacies in the wrong order, it makes people think that it's something that's difficult. This game is played with people as young as 7 and as old as 102 so far. But I've even played with a 5-year-old who actually knew her alphabet. But the fact that 7-year-olds can pick this up easily is one of the things that motivated me to keep working for ways to teach it faster and for people to really get it, that it's really not difficult. It's just that it's intricate. But once you do one round, most people are filled in. But that's what my motivation was, because I know that when people do listen to my instructions, they're gonna have fun. If you let me teach you, you're gonna have fun. So I am working to find ways to for people to have that same fun without me. I'm working on ways.
Well, that's something I'm really excited, because we've had.
But I know they're gonna have fun. If you let me teach you, you're gonna have fun. So I'm always open to ways to make sure that translates.
So just so you all know, guys, I'm going to share something with you. She talks about all ages for sure. The first time we played the game in my family, it was my husband, myself, my nephew, who happens to be 11. Y'all know I talk about my baby all the time. He happens to be 11, and he's excellent speller. He loves to read, and kind of to get him out of his technical stuff was insane. I was like, he really said okay to the game. And we sat down, and that boy proceeded to whoop on our tails. All these it was Miss Rose, myself, and Miss Rose was on Zoom, y'all. She joined us in an actual game on Zoom. And this was the first set I purchased, because I bought 2 sets. I wanted a set for family and a set for our home. And I'm really glad I did, because go ahead. Just having to tell you.
No, because I'm finna. This is like, for anything to say, this is probably the best set of clean, fun playing I have ever had. But like I said, trash talking doesn't sue. You go and talking trash.
Even Grayson was involved with the trash talking. He's a laugh. Honey, I love it. Well, I'm like, talk to me. What is your mission? We want to know what your actual mission for Scrummy is. What are you trying to, do? Who is your goal set for? Talk to us.
So when the game first came out, my sister's vision, and I worked to stay with what she saw, was she just wanted to create a game for families.
Oh, yeah.
And she used to be a part of a group of people that would have card parties, and they would go from house to house to house. Oh. So because of that, it was like one year, what ended up happening was 9/11 tragedies were a huge effect on our family. We are United Airlines employees, nearly all of us. And my sister's best friend, was on flight 93 that went down in Pennsylvania. Ooh. So after that horrible day, and it changed everyone's lives, but it changed ours in a different way. And it just created this huge void, I think she felt, for how do we get people together. And she said that I have to right out and said, I'm going to create a game. Just like that. So I recorded a video of the lady who watched it all happen. She said, I'm going to create a game. And my sister said, yeah, I'm going to do it today. And she said she did it that day. She went and got a regular deck of cards and wrote all the letters on a regular deck of cards. That is how she was able to show it to her friend who just couldn't get it. But, other people still couldn't really see it. And then she had one gentleman who actually saw her vision and helped her get them made and manufactured actually in India.
Wow.
So like I said, once I saw the game and once she was able to actually show me how it was played, I could never like turn back from there. So from then on, I have worked to put it in the hands of anybody who I can get it to. I also, another thing I did was I took it to outside of the country and I tested it in Spanish.
Oh, wow.
Because that's the language that I know. But I took it outside of the country because I knew that inside of the country, even if you were a Spanish speaker, there are some things that are cultural that are not a big deal. And I just thought that would be, like was, the insides, but the lose a turn, lose a word. I didn't, as I've been learning Spanish, I found out that there are some things that are funny to them that are just not funny to me. Oh. So I didn't know if these things would be funny. So, and then when I took it to the Dominican Republic and I had some little girls talking smack to each other instantly, I was like, oh, I know this is on. To have a little girl, no problema, tengo otra tarjeta para ti. Venga, venga, venga. Yes, as soon as.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yes.
Awesome.
One of the girls later lose a turn on her. She's no problema. Venga, venga. Tengo otra tarjeta para ti. Venga.
Dang.
So
that hand must have been loaded.
I knew. Yeah, I knew we were on when I saw that. And so, but it's also been nice to see it, like people use it for family events, for community service. I took it to the prison and I was able to share it with a warden and his staff who asked me to keep working to get this into corrections, because he explained to me that 95% of his people were coming out of this prison. And he said to me, better they come out with the skills that come from this product than without, because there are social skills that are also being developed along with the academic skills. And that's what we didn't talk about in the beginning, that even though this is very fun, it just happens to be extremely educational. So people learn seamlessly from each other.
Now, that's the other thing. I love it because as an aspect of not just education, but intellectual growth in the individuals that actually partake in the game, even the ones who are, because we can only play up to 8 players.
Right.
So, and that's the big game. You can go from 2 to 8 players. Like you said, a comfortable 5 to keep it so that the game, is manageable in time. But, what gets me is that even onlookers get involved. It's like, yo, they see a word. They see potential. They want next now.
Yeah, because
not only that, they're in the conversation without even being in the game. That's
it's like being the navigator. You're in the back watching the people play. Like, oh, I see this in there. If I get this, I would. And you would have people will say stuff out the back, right? What you get?
This ain't a team player game.
It ain't a team player game, but people will jump on the bandwagon. Really.
See, this is why
I'll tell you. And sometimes the most intelligent people are the ones that will stand off, and they'll say, "I won't play," but they'll hear all the laughter going on. And then they'll have to kind of see what's going on. That's what's happened to me, is I was able to have one opportunity where I actually had 5 generations sitting at a Scrummy table.
Come on now.
My mother, me, and 3 other generations. But the smartest one decided he wasn't going to play, but he couldn't stand all the laughter going on. So now he stands over, and now he's coaching or criticizing or something,
Yeah.
He saw his little brother put down a word with 2 wild cards. It was a 3-letter word and used 2 wild cards.
One of the things that I like most about you, your game makes people go back to looking at dictionaries.
Yeah.
There used to be a time that, you couldn't go to school without having a dictionary in your house, because you needed to look up words, and, it had become so evident that everyone was searching online for everything. Everyone put their phone down, pull out the dictionary. And if you got to challenge a word, I've challenged my wife a few times. But you got to actually go look, and then you learn new skills. You really learn research skills by going in the dictionary. Doesn't seem like it, but
I teach that in class actively in our current class. How to read.
There are so many things. There are so many skills that are lost and that are coming back because of the use of the dictionary. And one of the biggest ones is the pronunciation key, because especially when I get with younger people, and I always make sure that I bring the biggest dictionary I can find. And so I'll say to my little ones, you can spell anything in here. And they're like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you could spell any word in here. But now I teach them that they can learn how to use the pronunciation key and be able to pronounce any word in there. But then also for them having to look it up, they are learning alphabetizing, because that's something that's lost, And when I said that to somebody who really didn't remember about what alphabetizing was, or what do you mean A, B, C? No, I mean Angela and Albert and Andrew. Can you alphabetize those?
Can you? Oh,
that's what the dictionary and having
the alphabetical system, trying to teach people that A comes before B. There's A, B, A, C, A, D. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and why can't our children put things in order? Because we never taught them to alphabetize.
Organization is something they do. They were so in a school system, they're so concerned with kids passing tests. They never taught them the basic stuff, because most words are 3 letters. Most words, any word you can create starts with 3 letters.
Right.
And what they stopped doing a long time ago was teaching kids how to put words together. And I'm gonna throw a big word out there: etymology, where the word comes from. So, people, once kids learn that, they can put anything together, and you can read anything, because then you're searching for meaning.
Right.
So you want to know, okay, what does this word really mean? And you're breaking it down into little pieces. And that is like so cool. And I'm like, I still play the game. Like, I'm looking up some of the words Ruby put in the other night. I'm just checking to see if they're real words, but I'm not.
Okay, so guys, I want to just come back to this whole the other night.
Yeah.
My husband and I we always make a point of taking care of our relationship by making one day a week. We take the time to do something. We can't really take a whole lot of time, because we do a lot of work on Breakfast with Thomas's and the P2G platform. As not to lose who we are, we make a date night, and we get to choose what we do. Now, most of our date nights used to be like eating, we pick something special to eat, or we'll go watch a movie or go to the movies, and my husband's been, since the weather's been bad, we can't get out there because my husband's, y'all know, he's incapacitated right now for physically moving around. So I was like, let's play games. The first game night we had was, it was Uno. It was Uno. Thank you. It was Uno and the dominoes. That's what it was. Uno and dominoes. That lasted for about an hour, and we were just too through with each other. I was like, I like energetic games. And then this week, I was like, we playing Scrummy. I'm tired. I'm tired of losing. First of all, I got to practice. Because I done lost to my nephew. I lost twice to my nephew, who's 11. Once to my daughter, she's 28, and they didn't want to play. And I said, you know what? Let's play Scrummy. We played Scrummy, and literally for the first time, I hit 500. We actually played the game to 500, just 2 of us, because that's the winning score. Y'all could go longer, but it's the winning score. Do you know, Miss Rose, how happy I was to finally win a game? And it wasn't just that I was playing against my husband. It was that I felt like you helped me to see there were more words in the game than I was seeing in those first games. There were more letters. There were more exciting words. I felt so good about my vocabulary and my handle on vocabulary. It was disgusting. And I kind of, I ain't gonna lie. My husband was like, yo, double or nothing. I was like, okay, we can do that. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. But it's okay. So we started to play. I said, okay, we're gonna do this again. I wanna do it fresh. I want to do it fresh. Yep. He goes, okay. So we have a new plan today. We have to. This has actually been planned into our nights because it never dawned on me that this would make such a great date night. It was a great conversation that my husband and I had, and it was like so different from everything else. I played the other games. That was really cool. It was like being at a family meeting. But this was conversation afterwards. This man going, is that a real word? You know what I'm saying? This was like the conversation afterwards was what was more, it was more in depth. Who creates that with a card game? Who creates that kind of conversation?
I love hearing that.
And I was, that's connection, guys. And then to do it again. So my family, we told everybody about our game. We had to tell a family about y'all know we tell a family about our game. Tuesday night's family night in our family. We had to tell them about it. It's like, oh, you guys got to check it out. My aunt is like, y'all been talking about this Scrummy game. Guess who's playing Scrummy soon? Family meeting coming up. Yeah, and we're going to be inviting Miss Rose.
We're going to have to call Miss Rose in.
That's because I know her, all right? She can't be in all y'all house, so y'all better pay attention to the rules.
Go ahead, Miss Rose. What you got?
Yes. Now, I just got to ask
I was not saying yes. Call me because I want to be at the table.
Yes. That's what I'm saying. We got to get her to New York.
I mean,
we got ideas, okay? We have ideas for this. I was telling her, I said, first of all, they have game calls where they have like pubs and they have table games and they mostly do board games. This, excuse me, this card game is perfect. This is a new card game. I thought, oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Here we go again. I thought that, what is it? The Cards Against
Cards Against Humanity?
Cards Against Humanity was this awesome game. Nobody likes to play that game with me at all.
No.
I was like, guys, card games are fun. They are fun. That ones that make you think, the ones that inspire you. This game is get to it. You know what I'm saying? It's off the top of your bean. All right. And you got to follow the rules. It don't work. What I was like, Miss Rose said, I found myself Miss Rose said. When was the last time we saw that?
That's right.
When we were kids, the last time I've heard anybody say that, it was a child. No, my teacher said, this is how it goes.
Yep.
And we had so much fun.
And so much conversation in between it all. You talk about everything.
Rediscover the children. My brain got to go back in time. It brought every part of me.
Oh, I love that.
Revisiting those.
I love that.
Exciting. Now I gotta ask you because, baby girl, I'm gonna let you know. So we're gonna go. So I just gotta ask. Really, I saw that we saw that you took this kind of on yourself. I love it because she has been running with this. She saw her sister's vision and it became a family vision. And it takes a lot. I'm gonna tell you right now, when you got your own dream, it's one thing. The passion, the commitment, the consistency. It's not easy to build a dream, especially when it started out as yours. That's a whole nother path. When it didn't start out as yours, what keeps you fueled is a question. Miss Rose, we've talked. I know this has been a road. What keeps you fueled, sweetie?
Yes. Okay. So here's what keeps me going. Like I've had an opportunity to play Scrummy with people all over the country and a lot of times outside of the country. My sister and I were both flight attendants at the time, so we worked to blanket the nation with the game. sometimes this was before internet times, so it would fall into hands of people that would have to go through really major things to find us because there was no internet and things like that. And one time a person found out that my sister had created it and it had fallen into the hands of this family that were playing it during their family reunions.
Wow.
They were having so much fun that they started getting together twice a year instead, just to play Scrummy.
Like that.
And then they found my sister. So the patriarch of that family found my sister and said, listen, this game is great. We play twice a year now because of you, and we need to help you. So let me help you. You know, we sound one way and we maybe look a different way to other people. So once he saw her, he was not interested in helping.
Oh, wow.
But he doesn't know. Right. I mean, she got on a plane because we could do that and went straight to where he was, but he was not interested in helping her at all. Wanted her out of his office as fast as possible.
Oh my.
But what we got from that was this story that these people started getting together twice a year because of this. And they didn't even know it or learn it from us. Okay, so that's one thing. The other thing that happens to me is I got a chance to take it into classrooms because so many people were saying, oh, this is so educational. So when I got a chance to go into a classroom and show that they thought that these students, because out here in Nevada, they are pretty much at the bottom. They're close to the bottom. They train them to be in the hospitality industry. So I don't think they care much. They don't seem to focus much on education. They're about 45, 46. Okay. So these people thought that they wouldn't even understand it, but I was able to show them that not only would they comprehend it, but they would play every time you let them. So we put it on a calendar for them to come to Scrummy class, and they would bebop into my class every day.
I love it.
Every day. And so to see a second grader, this is the one she doesn't know, because you asked what keeps me going, and she doesn't know, but she keeps me going. She's second grade. She comes into my classroom, and she came in a day after the rest of the other ones. So she didn't know my procedures, that we play Scrummy, and then after Scrummy, we turn the paper over and we call it Scrummy time, and we teach them time on a clock, because I know they don't teach that anymore. Once it was Scrummy time, the second day, but it was the first day for this one second grader.
Right.
I asked her, I said, hey, do you know how to tell time on a clock? And she didn't know. So she was sad, and a little guy was teasing her. I said, well, you don't know how either, you know?
Yeah.
When she realized that she was just as good and ready for this as anybody, the next day she came to my room and she put her little palms on my table for Scrummy, and she's like, I love doing this. I love this.
Yeah.
She motivates me, right?
Yep.
And then when that class was over, the little boys found out that they weren't coming back to Scrummy class, and they just cried. And one of them just grabbed me around my legs, and he's like, I'm going to stay in the Scrummy room for the rest of my life.
Yeah, that's kids.
They keep me. They keep me going, you know? And then after Election Day, I think I told you this last year, I thought about leaving the U.S., and then I went into a classroom of fifth graders who can't read. But when I dealt them out Scrummy cards, they could spell. And they stood around the table. They didn't even sit down. They were like as if they were at a craps table. They just didn't sit down.
Wow.
When one of them puts down HOAX, And I said to him, "What's that?" He says, "I don't know, but I know it's a word."
Wow.
I'm like, you are so right. You are
Yes,
so
it is. Yes,
I said,
it
and
is.
because of that, you get to be the one to look,
That's right.
you know?
That's right.
And so that, I mean,
Mhm.
and so that those are the things that keep me going. And then they taught me that I wanted to just give it to teachers, but teachers don't have time to learn how to get them into this activity. So that's when I learned that I needed a staff that can help me teach it to other people.
Now that's
And
coming.
they wanted to come back to me.
That goes into our next question because
Yep.
I'm going to be, I want to make sure we talk about that and bring it all the way around. How do we get you, more of you into the classrooms to teach this? And so I'm like, okay, this program is going to have to be a staff education, staff.
Yeah, it's going to need
I
facilitators.
see this. And, I told you guys, we got really into Miss Rose's energy. And that's something people think that you cannot transfer. You can, totally.
Yes, you can.
This is something that people keep saying, Ms. Ruby, you got to duplicate yourself. I am looking for willing participants. I cannot force the process. And there is, and I talked to Ms. Rose, we've been looking, there's financials, there's actually funding for this. There's funding for staff training for things that are effective. And what you teach falls into STEM. What you teach falls into STEM. There's lots of STEM grants. There's lots of STEM grants for training people who teach STEM.
Oh, see,
if there were Scrummy time classrooms for what is it? It's academic education, academic development, and therapy. Academic therapy. Because you have art therapy. This is academic therapy.
Yep.
It really is.
People miss that. Our kids can't
exercising the brain.
They can't read, but they can spell. That means they have the foundation for reading. But they don't do that often. They don't get to spell often.
But I'm saying this is all game theory for kids.
It is.
And adults. It's game theory, which is one of the things. I'm sorry, the military has been using game theory for years and been playing with cards and teaching people these things. And this is just something that's reality. I did not know that. Game theory is real.
Absolutely.
It's not just a digital process. It's actually a mental and physical process that you have to
do. Yep. You were talking, so we had a discussion. I don't want to go too far off.
I love this.
We were talking about brain, with the brain therapy. You were telling me about, and that's what I want to say. Share with us where some of this has led you. I mean, because this is like, you've been on this journey. How long is it? What was about 8 years, 9 years? Or is it longer? Has it been longer than that?
It's over. It's over 20. The reason why I hesitate to say it is because I don't want people to think that takes away from the viability of the product. Sometimes people who are investment minded.
Let me round that out. The world has not been prepared for this. We didn't discover this was a lack.
That's right.
And this Scrummy has been the answer. Look, I'm going to tell you, from someone that teaches digital financial literacy, I teach the foundation that's missing and why our people have a gap. My whole program is the answer. Your program is the answer to the other gap. That everybody.
That's right.
How do we get the kids to learn? How do we get them to think?
That's right.
How do we get people? We have the conversations are big, wide, and well known. How many have come up with an actual answer that works? Scrummy has become the gamified answer to relationship, intellectuality, and education development. And we need
well said.
And businesses actually need that for their employees. Believe it or not, this is the Rockefeller step. This is Rockefeller's answer to getting people to do better at work. Because you have to implement people to think so that they can work.
And personally, this is
Such as a great icebreaker, as you talked about, like, or team building exercise for companies if they use it as such.
Absolutely.
It really takes away some barriers, and it breaks down some things. I had a lady that was 50 years old playing Scrummy, and she put down one word once, and I said, "Oh, you probably meant this," and her husband was like, "No, she didn't," but he knew something that I didn't know. But later on, after that game was over, that lady came and told me, "I can't read." She said, "But I could play this game." She said, "I can't read," and he knows that, but I could play this game, and I didn't feel like I was left out. I felt like I could do this. I was like, and I had no idea you couldn't read. I had no idea.
Brain science, the science.
That's right.
And this one also is the science of belief. We are what we believe. Most of us believe things about ourselves that is less than what really shows up for others. Because
that's right.
As the most information, as opposed to just contributing information. We actually judge ourselves on our shortfalls as a whole, as opposed to those things being a part of the information about us, not everything about us.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone tells me, "Yo, that's not my thing. I'm not of this and I'm not that," I'm like, no, that is something that's about you. That's not what you're about.
Miss Rose, I have a question for you.
Right.
Now, with Scrummy, where do you see Scrummy going from here? You know, you've been in the process. Where do you see Scrummy going?
So when you said the mission, and my first thought was, let's get people talking, get people talking. And like I say, no matter what you're talking about, let's just get people talking. And that's what this thing does. It makes you have to talk about whatever is going on in your heart, because whatever is in your heart comes out on the Scrummy table. And I found that out. Okay. But also, I see this as this opportunity to take major steps back that propel us forward, because the basic things of Scrummy take us back to like a childlike thought process. But the way that it does is it propels us forward in our communication skills.
Yep.
Yes. Right now, one of the worst things that we have going on is that our children are hypersexualized. And I just wish I could get them thinking about something different. And it seems like when they play Scrummy, it makes you think about whatever you can make these letters form, and whatever they can form is already in you.
That's right.
So I want to put different things in you, or because everybody else sees something different. And I'll give you a really great example. I had this one young lady who was just so frustrated that she even had to sit and do this thing with me, that her first word was turd, T-U-R-D.
That sounds like a young person.
Okay. She was mad that she had to be here. All right, I'll spell turd. That was her word. And I was like, but you know what? I have a giant dictionary, and that word was in there. Okay.
Yes,
so it's a legitimate word.
Personally, I think
I took her turd and I changed it to sturdy.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, what it did for her was it changed her whole, she sat up straight like this, was proud, like somebody could do something with my word, first of all. And I got something to contribute here,
Right.
And those are the things that keep me going. You know, I went into this homeless type scenario, and I've got this homeless lady sitting on one end, and I got this couple, and they just argue with each other all the time, and they're about to lose their child. Okay, this is what's happening with them. I deal them all Scrummy cards. Okay, and what ends up happening is the couple, they start helping each other spell words. And then the homeless lady on the other end, she puts down Bayou. Okay. Now this is a white lady. She puts down Bayou. But this young black couple over here, they've never seen that word. And so he says to her, what that is? He says, over there Bayou, what that is? What that is?
Okay.
But what I saw was this homeless person sit up straight and begin to educate, because she realized I'm homeless, but I could spell and I can contribute here.
Yes.
And she taught them what Bayou meant.
That's
and was very proud to teach them what it meant. You know, what the director of this whole event saw, she's like, first of all, I come in this room and I see this couple that I can't even get to stop fighting, but yet they're sitting there helping each other spell, you know? Secondly, I'm seeing the confidence on this lady who is homeless. You know, she's like, this is a tool that you have no idea the power of.
Powerful. Exactly.
She was right.
Maybe we need to bring this tool to Congress and before the lawmakers and let them play before they sit down and talk to each other.
Before they start talking.
You know, but it's so true. We put it one day my sister put it in front of the school board, and she just put a card. She put 12 cards in front of each of them before they got to where they were. She put the Scrummy cards in front of them, and they sat down at the school board, and they were supposed to be having a meeting, but they were too busy doing like this and trying to spell words.
How to spell a word with 12.
Right?
Yes. And that's exactly what happens.
And that's exactly what needs to happen.
And that's exactly what happens. And it to the point where it even that day taught me about teaching Scrummy. Like, I will deal you out a hand, but I'll flip the cards down, because if I don't, you'll be looking to see what you can spell and you won't be listening to me. But they taught me even that, you know, how to teach it better, you know. Right. But anytime somebody starts looking at their cards, that's immediately time for basically immediately start forming words, you know.
So I want to make sure we can get people. I know we've been talking about this amazing game and how fun it is and what's up to. I am excited. So Miss Rose, I want to just make sure we can share how to acquire Scrummy. We have this website up top. This is our guest. For those who are on Clapper, Stereo, YouTube, and Instagram, all of you. This is Scrummy. And you can get this at scrummywords.com. You can go and take a look and see all of the information that's wrapped around this game. Or for those who participate, and let's you know right now, I'm going to be running a contest. Mr. Thomas, I'm going to need to put that back the way it belongs. Yeah.
Excuse me, I was checking the wording.
Yeah. Don't check a word. Let me finish speaking, because he's going to cut us off. All right. So with that, I want to just say that the platform, I'm working on a contest to win. And this is something that we do with pretty much everyone's program or product or what have you. They do on our Work It Out Wednesdays. We are going to purchase a product not for sale, to win. I'm going to run a contest for the month of February for my birthday for you to win a game set. I love my Scrummy game. I tell you right now, hello, it stays on my desk. And it's so cool because it comes in a red velvet package, a red velvet bag. I was like, what is that? So you get a red velvet bag, and you get to kind of see how this looks. Let me bring it back on. So you can see that I have my box, and you'll get your box with the red velvet bag. And it has beautiful. Now, what I'm going to throw in that you don't normally get are the card holders for us. So when you get it from us, you're going to get a 4 set of card holders, which will allow you to set it up like that.
Yep.
But Scrummy is not an intricate, it's not as, and Miss Rose, it is intricate. It has rules. It has rules like any other thing, but they're not hard. It's fast to learn. I love it. I picked up Scrummy much like I picked up Uno or and my sister loves 21. And those are simple card games. This is probably just as simple. Only you're adding up. Now I get to add up numbers when I got cards. My cards got numbers on it. I like the big ones, the ones with the big numbers like this.
Yeah. It's almost like playing Scrabble in your hand.
It is, and that's beautiful. But it's way more. I love it. It's made way more quick, and it's more fluid. And
It is. That it really is. It's very fluid.
It brings me in. So I want you guys to go take a look at scrummywords.com. There's lots of information, and I'm just going to just show you a little something of what it is that they've got going on this website. So I'm really excited. So when you come to Scrummy Institute, it says scrummywords.com. You're going to look at Scrummy, how to Scrummy you. Okay. I like that. Institute, information about the organization, gold status. Now, I don't know what gold status is. Do you have a gold status still?
Well, the reason why I changed it to gold status is because I used to call that Scrummy for seniors.
Okay.
But Google picked that up, and then it made it look like the whole game was for seniors.
So you made it so that it says gold status.
People thought, oh wow, that's a game for seniors.
Right. That's not. It's a game for all ages.
Yep.
And I'm loving it. It says our story, your story. And you do know, are we able to add our story to this? Can I add a story?
Yeah, that's for you to tell me. Right. That's exactly what that's for.
Okay.
Because I love testimonials, but also I just love it when people call me and tell me, like when somebody changed tube to debut.
Ooh, nice.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? It can only happen in a Scrummy game. You can't do that in Scrabble.
Okay, fine.
Okay. Now, I will say, this is what I got to say, because
got me working here.
I'm hearing this conversation, and one of the things that you just said something about gold status. There's a lot of things going on TV about Alzheimer's and people forgetting stuff. This has got to be a great tool for people to just keep the mind fluid and flowing, and just keep it active and keeping the neutrons popping off. This has got to be something really good.
Man, let me tell you, one of my funnest games was when I went to a senior community and I'm playing with them. And first of all, I was the youngest one in there, so this was awesome. And and they one of them puts down the word Joey, Joey, and I'm teasing them because I don't know what that, Yeah, I didn't know what it meant.
I said Joey.
And so I'm teasing them because I'm old enough to know that they used to have this star called Joey Heatherton in their lives. So I'm teasing them about that. I'm like, listen, she didn't make it to my dictionary. So I'm sorry, as I'm looking it up, challenging the word. Okay.
Yes.
They're challenging the name. That this young person doesn't even know what a Joey is. And they got me. And then during that game too, so they say they got me good because of course I had to draw cards and lose a turn, but they got me on Joey. And another group, one of them was blind and one of them was deaf, so they teamed up and they won the game.
Wow!
And then in another senior community, I had seniors. And one of them, she was like on the brink of Alzheimer's. Okay. So when it was her turn, and she was getting a visit from her daughter and granddaughter. So it was a 95-year-old, sharp as a tack, and she's 70 something, just entering Alzheimer's, and then her daughter and granddaughter. Okay. So when it comes to her, she says, "What's the name of this game?" And I said, "It's Scrummy." She said, "I never heard of it, but she's playing though. She's still playing." And we come around the table, and she says, "What's the name of this game?" I said, "It's Scrummy." She says, "I never heard of it, but she's still playing." You know what I'm saying? Third time around, she said, I said, "Scrummy." She says, "I never heard of it, but she's still playing the game." See what I'm saying? So she was just at a point where she could still accept the rules and absorb the rules and continue around. But you could tell that it was still working on her memory stimulation.
Yep.
You see, all of them. And that's what I found out is that it works for that. I when I took it to some seniors, at one point, I just wanted them to have it. Right. But they wanted me to come back because I kind of instigate things, and I'm like, "You're gonna let her do you like that?" I mean, so I kind of
really.
So for that reason, like, we want you to come back. So then when I would come back on Mondays, then sometimes I would try to separate the table because I'm like, "Well, you could play faster if it's only like 5 at a table." And they're like, "But we don't have anywhere to go." So they would want everybody at the table at the same time, you know? And then there's one guy that is so lively and just the talk of the room. And I got down there one Monday faster than him. And I said, "Man, he's got to be a hoot the rest of the week." And they were like, "That guy never comes out of his room except for Scrummy."
Okay. That's what's up. That's what's up.
You know?
Yeah.
To know that I was enough to bring him out. That was powerful to me. These are the stories which I appreciate you letting me tell that keep me going. That's what keeps me going.
That is truly, truly amazing.
Before we get moving, because we know we're coming to the top of the hour, I thank you so much.
Already?
I know this. Rose, we could talk all day. You know what I'm talking about. I love it. The conversation is amazing. We always stay in a space of planning and looking to get this out there. Myself, Scrummy Words is up on our website. You guys will be able to find the link there to be able to order as well. Go straight to Miss website, Miss Rose's website. We're just helping to push it forward. I'm here. Our platform is here for that. That's what we're about. We're about the community winning together. And if someone's business can take our community mentally, emotionally, intellectually, as well as financially to the next level, you know you're going to find it on P2G Networks. So get to P2Gnetworks.com. Make sure you connect with the Scrummy platform. Make sure you connect with for the classes. And I'm like, look, community, I'm down with a Scrummy night. I'm saying once a month. We do it.
Rose, do you have any game nights out where you are for Scrummy right now?
Do you have any game nights out?
Right now, not a set one. I just have people that are begging me to create one. They're like, "We need a Scrummy club or something." They're asking me. And
awesome.
Yes,
right. And we have a new library.
You know, if you need support with that, we got you. It doesn't matter. Let me explain something to y'all. New York, you out in Nevada, right? New York to Nevada. You know what's changed the game? This technology. We can help her.
That's right.
Just like what she's doing is going to help us where we're at. I told you, we're probably going to purchase about 3 more games. I'm really looking forward to this. So I'll be on the website, and we'll be definitely purchasing some more games to share in our community, because I want to do game night. I told y'all, P2G is about getting into the computer, connecting with the physical community. And the only way, if we teach our physical gold, silver, and direct access to crypto, I want to teach you how to have actual access to your mind, how to gain access to places that have probably been dormant too long. And Scrummy is the way to get in. Let's get going. So One thing I wanted to let you know, I'm going to ask you, how can they find you on social media? What's your strongest social media?
So I use Instagram which is Scrummy Words.
Okay.
That's the Instagram handle. I have a TikTok handle, RJ Scrummy. RJ Scrummy.
So I'm going to use one. Which one would you prefer me to use?
Yeah, Instagram, Scrummy Words.
So Instagram, Scrummy Words. So y'all guys are going to get this. I want to make sure you physically get to see Instagram as Scrummy Words. What is it? Anything else? Because I know I get your and it's funny because she puts up a lot because I get to see it. When I see Scrummy Words, I'm like, oh, that's Miss Rose. So is it just Scrummy Words? Instagram at Scrummy Words?
Yes.
Is it one word or two words?
On Instagram, it's Scrummy Words. One word altogether.
.com/. And guys, I want you to go check out Miss Rose and see what we're talking about. And if you want to experience, look, I'm gonna be really honest. If you want to experience this, support, okay? And I have Black owned this. I'm telling you, this is family owned. This is for the community. It's for all communities. I need you guys to realize that regardless of whether that person was willing to, the person that originally, stated they want to take you to the next level, they're lost because this is moving forward. This is never, you've been on the path. And just so that you know, like I said before, 20 years is because the world was not ready. I can only tell you with crypto and all of that, that's older than my knowledge. But when I learned it, the world still wasn't ready. And today, you all are listening to me today because it's relevant. So I have what's ready for relevance. She has what's ready for relevance. And it took time to develop. So you better get it while you can, because very soon it's going to be a high price to have it in your space. And I love you guys for your time. Love you so much, sis. Let's keep, I'm going to tell y'all right now, you're going to have to rock this out. Y'all ready to rock out? Let's do it. Have a good one. Hey.
Wake up and rise up in your eyes. It's breakfast with the Thomases, the ultimate prize. Mental wellness Monday. Work it out Wednesday. Pay it forward Friday. We're seizing the day. Digital finance, harmony of love. Serving food to what those two. Rising as the beat and Eastern on P2G TV.
That's right.